So this is what I'm going to do for a main fuel pump. All right, I had this drilled out before for a vent. Now I got to cover this. So, and this will basically be transformed with, you know, having a Holley hanger assembly for the top. So I'm going to finish welding this. It's plastic. This is a high density polypropylene. That's what you want to use to melt. High density polypropylene is basically resistant to fuel, and you can weld with it. Okay, if you wanna weld plastic together, that's basically it, right? This is from a bucket I had. That's what they make these, you know, Home Depot buckets, a Lowe's bucket. They have hydraulic fluid buckets. They're all made of this high density polypropylene. Here's the Purple Power bucket. You know that, here's a good example there. Power, you know, Purple Power. That's the high density. That's a high density polypropylene. This is going to be the washer that goes inside. So the Holley pump will basically bolt to it, and it'll clamp to the surface here. Now, as far as the gasket goes, I have a sheet of this stuff, and this is fuel resistant. It's the same gasket material as the original stuff, okay? It's made of the same material. So this will be gasketed on there, and this will go in like so, and then of course the lines will be ran to it. So moving forward, now if you have old pieces of the fuel pump, like, you know, this is the stock setup for the Dodge, I can just take this and I can just start melting it in and working it. So I already got some pieces in here, and I started melting it, and it's, you know, once it hardens, it's pretty strong. You don't want to overheat this, because when you overheat this, it starts to bubble. So you just can't go in there full heat and expect it to seal good. You got to use a moderate heat. I have not tried zip ties yet, all right? But I'd imagine if it was high density polypropylene, you can just use it as a, you can solder it up in there. So at any rate, I'm going to, oh, that's my little speaker there. So if I need more, I'll just, you know, snip out of this. Actually, I can probably rip out a piece. You know, here.
Say ah, and I'll have it out before you can say ooh.
That's my welding bucket, if you will. So, like this, I'll just keep feeding it in. And I'll work it into the plastic to where it melts. Should probably do the top first. I started with the top. Now don't inhale this stuff, okay? This is bad for you. If you start smelling plastic burning, then you're in the wrong area. You need more ventilation. It's pretty easy to weld plastic. And like I said, if you're smelling it, that's not a good thing. You want to use Good ventilation.
You know, another source of high-density polypropylene is Frisbee, right? Frisbees are made of it. See, you can pick up a Frisbee at a dollar store for $1.
So that's it. I'll let this harden, and then I'll smooth the inside. Right now, it's about almost there. That's it. Let that cool down all the way. Here's the bottom retainer. I'm going to cut this away right here. Let me get that stone. I'm going to take this away from here because I don't want this plastic to get everywhere. All right, so let me put this on here again. See where I'm at. Okay, so that'll go like that. So go on here like so. Going to have to position this to where this is pushed as far back as it can, so probably over here, so I can get this ring under here. Let me see if that, yeah, I think I can do that. Maybe. I might have to grind a little bit here and there. But yeah, I think that'll work. I think that'll work just like so. That's going to be my Dodge fuel pump. Now, the other part of this would be this right here.